Boys and girls, welcome to Club Evil. I'm Evil Dick.
Evil Dick! Evil.
You're a devil in disguise is what you are. You're burning me on purpose.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Why do they think that God gives a crap about what goes on in that house? And why do they think that he's going to part the Red Sea for them to the Promised Land? Didn't you watch last season? What they didn't show last season was me in the diary room praying to my God, Fred.
Like some young Chinese small spaces, Evil Dick, these little gooey telltale.
Are you taking the cameras off of me?
Evil Dick!
Okay, I'm about ready to kill my producer, but hey, everything else is all right. And look at who we have here. We got Bunky, dude. I miss Bunky. We did house calls together, but we never got to do a house calls together. It was always we would make fun of each other back and forth on our own episodes, right?
We got to do the round table. Remember that round table from hell?
Yeah,
the
that's right.
At the very end.
The one round table, and Bunky dressed like me for an episode and called himself Sweet Rick. And then
Your twin
Bunky
brother.
left one of that. That's right. And he left. It started when you left some of your clothes in the little tiny closet of a studio, and I was like making fun of Bunky, and I took one of, I think it was a pink polo shirt, and I wore it with no socks and no shoes, because you and Gretchen had a weird sock foot thing going on that season.
We had Funky Sock Friday.
No, is that what it was?
Funky Sock Friday. Yeah, Funky Sock Friday.
So I was making fun of Bunky. So Bunky got the whole outfit with the black and red wig and all this shit, and looked at. But you had my mannerisms down, my complaints, and everything else. It was pretty funny. So
I was watching you. You're always bouncing on that couch. Thank you. Yeah, and it's
that
on
couch
YouTube.
would make me insane.
Well, I know. It's like you had hemorrhoids or something. I don't know. Or you're bouncing on it like there was some dildo attached to it or something. I don't know.
It was in a weird position. Plus, it was always very uncomfortable. It was always uncomfortable sitting next to Gretchen because neither one of us really liked each other. So it was always very uncomfortable sitting next to Gretchen.
I don't believe that there is anybody that doesn't like you.
Oh, come on. That's like half the population at least. Parker from season 9, since nobody's going to remember, we're going to have to refresh their memory.
And do you really think I give a fuck if motherfuckers remember my ass? Hell no.
Now, Parker was on the season that the producers are doing everything in their power to forget about, since the winner is in jail. Maddie is in jail, both for dealing drugs. And my producer just went offline. So we're going to hold right now until he comes back.
Wow.
I've never had... Oh, what was that? Okay, I'm going. Never mind. But he was in the Till Death Do Us Part season. And your partner was Jen?
Jen DeTurno.
Oh, that's right. Jen who fucked her boyfriend Ryan in the bathroom and asked him, "Is it in yet?" Right?
You know what's funny is like when we were in sequester, she was like talking about how ridiculously small his penis was. So she used to tell me how she used to always have to get on top. So I wouldn't doubt it. She had to say that.
Dude,
that is love.
It was. I'm not making this stuff up. I was even making fun of Parker the other day on Twitter, saying that it was so sad. I was gonna say Parker couldn't get laid in a whorehouse, but instead I said Parker couldn't get laid even on Big Brother 9 because everybody was fucking each other on that season.
But you're acting like I was trying. Are you serious? Like, was I really trying to get laid in that fucking house? No.
You don't need to get offended. I was like kidding around with you.
But the thing is, like, I know, but like, like seriously, was I really trying to get laid in that house? No.
Chelsea was fucking crazy. Chelsea was fucking crazy. James and Allison. Who else was fucking in that season? Jen and Ryan were fucking. We had Natalie sucking Maddie's dick on the second night. There was all kinds of madness going on that season. Bunky's making a face. He remembers these people.
Well, wasn't that the season where there were two gay guys or something, and then like 3 days into it, one gay guy left?
Yes,
Yeah,
Neil.
that was Neil. Yeah.
And what a name for a gay guy, by the way.
Neil.
better than bend over.
Well, now if it was Neil Bendover, that would be the ultimate gay name, I think. So what do you guys think of this season so far? I know you've been keeping up on it. Bunky is keeping up on this season just for me because he's sick and tired of all this Big Brother bullshit. Bunky was on season 2 with Dr. Will, and here we are, 12 seasons in. I can understand. I would be, I'd probably be, if I hadn't won the show as a fan, I'd probably be done with the show at this point anyway. To be honest with you, but it has been with the mentors coming in. They've gotten off to a pretty quick start. You don't have all the I'm on summer vacation, ass grabbing. I'm in the Big Brother house. Everybody's playing pretty hard right off the bat. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Willie is definitely not gonna last long at all. Like, dude, definitely played hard, way too fast. So I don't really see him lasting no more than week 4, maybe.
Well, you always have those stereotypical, people that come in and it's the play too fast, play too hard, too fast. We had Mike the Dawn in season 5, who was the first one out by a unanimous vote from playing too hard, too fast. We had season 10. I think Bunky was still doing house calls at that time. Brian, who was like the epitome of playing too hard, too fast. There's just been a lot of those people.
Ronnie, remember Ronnie?
Ronnie actually kind of lasted a little ways into it though. Are you talking about Ronnie from season 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played. He played a decent game though. He didn't play too fast. I don't think he did.
Well, the thing about Ronnie was he cried in the diary room over his wife. You can't be an evil villain if you go in the diary room and cry over your wife, missing your wife. Now, if he would have said, I miss my Darth Vader stuffed animal I sleep with, people might understand that. But Ronnie was definitely a polarizing character. People hate Ronnie. And he kind of likes that. He kind of, basks in that hate, which is why I like Ronnie.
He gets off of it. He gets off on it. He does.
No, he does enjoy it. He'll be a guest on Dick at Night sometime very soon. As a matter of fact, and we were just talking. I talked to Dr. Will today, and Dr. Will be making an appearance on the show. And I talked to Jeff yesterday; he'll be making an appearance. So anyhow,
oh my God, those crazy J-Joe Cat people are going to be all over that one.
Oh yeah, yes they will. Tomorrow we have Brenchel on, so I have my.
Oh God.
I'm prepared and I'm ready, and I have my. Nobody gets between me and my man. Ready to go. So,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I cannot. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I don't.
Rachel's much different outside the house. I have a much easier time with her. If she ever is on my television again, there's a real good chance that I'd be throwing things through my television. I just can't take it.
Can we talk about that?
I'm sorry.
Talk about what?
She's a little manufactured. She's a little manufactured to me. I think she's phony. I don't like phony hoes. So
Well, I don't understand why they keep putting her on shows. What is that all about? Why is she always on TV? Who? I just don't get it. I mean, what do you got to do to be on all these seasons?
I don't need. You need to fake cry and create manufactured drama. Wow, that was some kind of sound effects you got going on to that. I don't know. I don't know what that is. To Frank or not to Frank? That Frank has been in, Frank has been out, Frank has been in. They're gonna vote him in. They're gonna vote him out. They're gonna vote him in. If you're watching the feeds, you know what I'm talking about. This has been crazy this week. This week has been crazy in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I think Frank's done. To be honest, I don't.
The last I heard, Kara was going, but it keeps going back and forth. The house is really split up. We got Willie on one side. We got Boogie on the other side. Does Boogie really think that he's the best player that's ever played the game because he won All-Stars?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
that's what the word is.
I mean, it was very apparent in the episode tonight.
I mean, don't you
Go
think
ahead.
you're the best player that ever played?
Do I think so? No. I've said from the time I won that I think Dr. Will is the best player that's ever played. No, I've been very, very adamant. Dr. Will was made for this game, and I think that he's the best player that's ever played. And I think that the only reason Boogie even got to come back was Will said, I won't do an All-Stars without Boogie. I don't think that Boogie had any business being in All-Stars, number one. Number two, I think that Boogie rode Will's coattails all the way to the end in All-Stars, and that's how he ended up winning. So.
Oh, I totally agree, because Boogie was on for 4 weeks. 12 episodes. No one even remembered Boogie, and they put him on All-Stars.
Boogie was,
Oh, wow.
What the fuck are we talking about? We had to take a little break there because we had an echo problem, and I hear it again. Do you guys hear it?
Yes.
All right.
It's when he records.
That is what it is, isn't it? It's a goddamn producer. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going out to Florida. He lives out there. I'm going to kick his ass when I'm out there. All right. So I'm not hearing it now. So we were talking about, Parker was saying, you think you're the best, don't you? And I said, no, Dr. Will's the best. And, all this shit. I think that, I don't think that the show would still be on if it wasn't for Dr. Will. Bunky, you played with Will. Do you think Will's overrated, or you think that, what do you think?
No, I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a great player. He's very smart. Dick, I don't know who's the better player, to be honest with you. I don't want to have sex with you, so I'm just saying this to get in your pants, but you and Evil Will, you and Dr. Will are probably neck and neck as the two best players in my mind. I mean, I would love to see you guys play All-Stars. But I think Will may do better than you because, one, he can keep his big mouth shut and doesn't tell people exactly how he feels. And two, he's good looking. And good looking people in this world get ahead because they're good looking.
We sure do.
The thing with Dr. Will is his charisma as well. I mean, the thing I remember the most about season 2 of Big Brother was how he would just go to people, lie straight to their face. After the vote, he would go back and go, I'm really sorry, but this happened and I had to do it. I swear I'm with you. And people would buy into it every time, like over and over and over. And that's just like his charm, his charisma, I think, is what really helped get him propelled him in the game. And in all sorts.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor and a good liar.
No, I'm not. You were final 3 in that season, right? Weren't you?
Oh, no. I was, let's see, there were 4 people left when I got evicted, so I came in 5th. And I lasted 9 weeks. I lasted 9 weeks. So, I mean, one thing that I did say.
It's been a while since I went back to watch that season, I think about a year ago, and I got probably about a quarter of the way through it, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but the quality was so bad because it's so long ago that these YouTube videos and stuff, it's like a tiny little thing on my computer and it's all pixelated. But I remember it was like some wheel, you guys had some spinning wheel shit going on, and it was so cheesy back then.
They didn't spend any money. It was only the 2nd season. They didn't spend any money on the games. It was sad and pathetic. I mean, we didn't know it at the time, because season 2 was a lot different from season 1. Yeah. And they had changed the game from season 2. But I don't know. You guys have a harder game to play now. I mean, with Parker, I mean, I just think it's a lot harder. I mean, how many people were in your house, Parker? 14 people or something?
No, 16.
16. See, that's 16. Crazy. We only had 12 or 11 or something.
See, I never watched any of this shit.
before I even got on the show, I never watched. I think I saw like maybe one episode of your season, Dick, when I think it was like the very first episode, and they were like, "Oh, this is his daughter." I was like, "Damn, that's fucked up." And then I changed the channel. But yeah, so I didn't become a fan until after I got on.
But your season was fucked up because you have one idiot, and it was like the ball and chain. It's like the pirates used to do, where they would throw you off the ship. They'd weigh one person down and tie or chain them to another person to drag them to the bottom of the ocean. That's exactly what it reminded me of, and that's what happened to you.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, with Jen and her big mouth and all that stuff, and trying to save herself. She ran around the house telling everyone that her boyfriend was a racist, trying to save herself. That was the strangest season, dude. It really was. It was something to talk about on house calls. Now, Bunky, you had to appreciate this too, because there was like 3 days in, and then it came out that Crazy James was in gay porn, and like we weren't allowed to talk about it. like all this crazy shit's going on. It's all online. Everybody's talking about it, but we're not allowed to talk about it on house calls until I finally said, "I'm talking about it," and everybody else there is like shitting their pants. And as a matter of fact, it was. I'll never forget. It was a website was promoting it called dirtyboy.com. And Gretchen sitting next to me, and she goes, that James is a dirty boy. And I go, .com. I lean into her shot, and I go, .com.
Oh, my God.
And you can hear the producers in the other room, like, roaring behind the soundproof wall and stuff. They're laughing so hard.
No, but like when I first met James like was like, "Yo, I've banged dudes before." I was like, "Oh, word? Okay." Do your thing.
Do your thing.
I mean, he was like, he was like all about it. I was just like, and then like I didn't know like to the extent, and then like when I got out the house, I'm hearing all this shit. I'm like, damn. So like it was a really interesting experience.
Well, I met James. I interviewed James in the backyard, but I didn't get to spend much time with him. Personally, my gaydar didn't go off on him, and I think that he probably was just gay for pay, if you know what that is.
Yes,
probably.
I think we've all heard that. James was also running around the backyard. James would run around the backyard naked, doing the taint slap, where he would catch his dick between his legs. You had Natalie, who was squeezing milk out of her.
Hug me.
Naked?
Yeah, he tried to hug me. I was like, get the fuck away from me. Yeah.
Hey, I can't blame him, Parker. I cannot blame him. I'd try to hug you naked, too, if I had a chance. I can't lie.
James, I love James to death.
Wow.
I'm still good
Parker's
friends
blushing.
with James. Yeah. Look how red he is. You're very red for a black guy, Parker. What the hell's going on over there?
I love everyone.
So you're saying I have a chance?
No, I'm good.
No, I think the last time. He's doing it. He's doing it, Danielle. I think the last time I saw Bunky on television, didn't I see you on the Tonight Show or something, getting something shaved into your hairy back?
Oh, please spread that rumor that I was on the Tonight Show.
No, he was on Deal or No Deal.
Good, excellent. He's right.
I remember
that. Mm-hmm. I saw that episode.
Now, that's one of the few jobs that I got on my own without anybody's help. I got a cool story. Can I tell you a quick story about that?
Absolutely.
So I'm on LAcasting.com, and I submit every day to try to go to auditions and rarely get anything. And actually, a friend of mine had sent me, he said, "This is totally you. It's Deal or No Deal. They're looking for a bald guy with a good sense of humor that has a hairy back." So I submitted my headshot, and they contacted me and said, "Send us a picture of your back." I sent a picture of my back, and they said, "We don't even need you to come in. You're our guy." So just on a picture of my back, they said, "If your back looks like that, you're the guy that we need." So I went in And it's literally, I felt like I was there all day, probably 4 or 6 hours. Didn't even get to run through it. Did it totally live, get one chance at it. And so Howie says to the contestant, and she's a woman, and she's like, I want to give the banker a haircut. And Howie's like, well, no one's allowed to see the banker because he's just the silhouette up there. But the banker said that if you give his nephew a haircut, the banker will give you $100. So she's like, bring him out. So I come walking out of the vault, and the audience just starts laughing because you can't give a bald guy a haircut. And so Howie Mandel says, no offense, but you don't look like you need a haircut. And so I pull my shirt off, exposing my freakishly hairy body, and the audience starts bursting out laughing, thank God. So they totally got it. I had clippers in my hand, and this woman started shaving my back on the show, and the hair's going everywhere, and Howie is a germaphobe, and he's freaking out because there's puffs of hair everywhere on the stage and everything. And she does about half my back and then stops, and I give her the $100, and I walk off stage. So the interesting thing about that is when I walked off stage, I ran into a guy named Neil. Neil was the guy who cast me on Big Brother, and I had not seen him for 6 years. And he's like, Bunky, what are you doing? I go, obviously getting my back shaved. What are you doing here? And he cast the contestants on the show for Big Brother. The contestants, not the talent or whatever that you would consider me. And so for that little bit, that little 90-second bit, you get $500. I was afraid they were not going to show it. That. Exactly. But I was afraid they were not going to show it because I'm pretty sure that Neil had to go and tell the director and producers that's actually Bunky, and you just said the banker's nephew, and that's probably going to cause some confusion. So I thought they were going to cut the bit and not use the bit, but instead they did a voiceover, and Howie says the banker's friend instead of nephew. They just dubbed in friend.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah, I remember that was
Mobbed.
Oh, I remember you talking about. I hated that show. I thought that was just terrible. I don't know, whatever.
It was fun to work on. It was fun to work on and cast, but the concept. I mean, it would get old after a while. It was a lot of work putting that crap together, though.
It was old after one episode. Anyhow, let's get back to it. Speaking of episodes, let's get back to this episode. What about we got Jen, the ex bass player for Kitty, the rocking lesbian chick. Yes, she is a lesbian in the house with the black and red hair and the tattoos. She's in so tight with Boogie, she calls him Boogs. Did this strike anybody kind of strange? It kind of hit me on the side of the head. I mean, this is what I call something that stuck on my finger after digging in my nose. Boogs, you know?
Well, I think she looks like your sister, so don't knock her look, okay? She looks like your sister.
Wow. Just using
this pretty tough, though.
Using the same hair dye does not make someone look like someone.
She has tattoos.
I'm telling you, when I first saw her picture, when I first saw her in Jody's picture, I'm like, wow, Aunt Lydia and Aunt Kalia. I mean, are you serious? Like, and then you have fake Jordan in the house. Like, what the fuck? Like, couldn't they find some people who didn't look like previous people?
I think that all the time, every season. I think that. Yeah, I've seen Keisha's before, and it's weird. I mean. Okay, I gotta ask
Russell,
something.
Danielle, and then
can I show this? I have Russell Hands. Oops, I don't want to show his phone number. Calling me off the hook. I'm doing my show, goddammit. He wants to talk about his brother on the show, Willie. Willie Hands.
Willie.
Hey, Willie ain't got no chance. Willie Hands ain't got no chance.
Willie's gonna fuck right now.
No, but hold on. Can we talk about something real fast? Can we talk about something?
That's why we're here.
Let's talk about white folks using the term nigga.
Oh,
y'all don't have the right to say that shit.
Hold on. When I was calling out Reagan, I said I gave him a nigga, please.
I mean, well, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny, but But I'm talking about like when it comes to like they were like in a very Willie and Boogie were in a very, very heated argument from what I heard, and they're like, "Oh, I'll fuck a nigga up." Who the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that garbage, man.
Here's how it went down. Willie heard what was going down in the HOH, and he said, "I'll fuck a nigga up." And then Boogie, when he came down, said, "Nigga something." I'm not sure. That one I'm not exactly sure about. But I did talk to Russell about this earlier today, as a matter of fact. And I said, Willie's going to get a lot of shit. He said, "I'm not fucking nigga up." He goes, "Dude," he goes, "my family is like the least prejudiced." I said, he goes, "I got
it doesn't
three
matter.
black." He said, "I got 3 black nephews.
Matter.
My sister is married to a black guy."
I agree with you, Parker. I agree with you. I'm not buying that shit.
It still doesn't matter. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if Al Sharpton is your goddamn stepdad. Like, it just doesn't give you the right to just drop motherfucking N-bombs and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, that's just the hot shit out right now. Like, it's not okay. Like, you know, you don't see, you know, me walking around saying honky this and honky that and cracker and all this other bullshit that I could possibly say if I wanted to.
Oh,
but
you say that to me on the phone all the time. You call me cracker ass cracker. What are you talking about?
No, but I don't know. I just don't think that it's really necessary. Like, you know, I don't find it amusing, you know, when used in that type of content. Like, when you're talking about Reagan, like, that shit was funny. But, like, you know, these dudes, like, I don't know, I just feel like they used it, you know, thinking that it's like the cool thing to do when it's really not.
Okay, I find
it offensive.
something.
I don't accept it.
I tweeted something yesterday, and I said,
but my thing is, like, you know, when you, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're the black guy. You got the floor.
I'm saying, and then, like, you know, when white people use that shit, they're like, "Oh, I have 3 black friends," or "I've had 2 black people at my house last night, so I can definitely use it." No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Mm-hmm. So, like, you know, okay. you don't get a fucking pass just because you had some kind of fucking interaction with a black person that you can just go ahead and just pop off at the mouth and say nigga whenever you want. No. Because, like, I mean, I'd break a motherfucker's nose. Like, you know, I don't give a fuck. Like, call me a nigga if you want to. Call me one to my face and see what happens. That's all I got.
Actually, there was a guy on, I forget which season it was, but he got pissed at another guy and he said, "Suck my dick, you fucking faggot." And so I had the pleasure of interviewing that guy in the backyard, and he just tried to laugh
Wait,
off.
Wait, you can't remember who this deal. Was? Wait, wasn't this Jeff?
No.
Jeff Schroeder?
Yeah, it was Jeff. Jeff has been known to drop some F-bombs.
Oh, the person that I interviewed.
He's been known to say faggot.
What was his name? This is terrible. I want to say Otis, but it's not Otis. His dad was a preacher. What was his name?
Ollie. April and Ollie.
Mm-hmm. He sure did say faggot.
Yes. He said it too. And I asked him, what could the other guy have done to make him so upset that he would say something like that? And, you know, it's just, I let him know that it was offensive and that people were offended by it. And he's like, "I didn't mean to offend anybody." I'm like, how could you not find that offensive? So I'm with you, Parker. I totally agree. There's no excuse for it. And I'm glad that I wish they would show it on television so that the audience can see exactly what type of people these guys are.
They will never do that. Just like
I'm going to bring this up. I'm bringing this up because it's relevant to the conversation here. Where I posted something on Twitter, actually it was last night, and I said we got Willie and Boogie throwing nigga around the Big Brother house. What the hell is going on? And this guy just responds back, and I have it right here, and it says, he writes me back and he says, shut the fuck up, faggot fuck, you repeating it for bitch, read these nuts, you old ass faggot. Now, is this a good response? Come back, because he's offended that I was repeating the fact that they said nigga in the house. I'm just reporting the news. You know?
So he turns around and calls you a faggot.
A faggot, fuck you. Read these nuts, you old ass faggot. So.
Oh man, can we talk? Or while we're on the subject, can we talk about some of these fans, man?
Let's talk about some of these fans. Bunky's been there. Bunky knows it.
Oh my lord!
The reality
Jesus, are you
TV
serious?
fans. Yes,
no, they're
the
not.
reality
They're
TV fans.
big,
But hey,
they're Big
don't
Brother
pick on
fans.
them.
It's different. It's different.
Don't
There's
pick
a
on them.
difference
Brother
between a
fans
reality
would never
TV fan
survive.
and a Big Brother fan.
Big
There's a
Brother
huge
fans
difference
are
between a Big Brother fan and a reality TV fan.
Yeah, they're in a whole
Like-
separate category.
Like some of these motherfuckers are like the hills have eyes, like creepy ass motherfuckers that you don't want to be caught dead with. Like, no, not at all.
Well,
But like, I mean, some
you
of
know
them are
what,
really cool.
Very, very true. But some of them are out of their motherfucking tree. And what Parker does is he goes over to the tree and he shakes it because he starts talking shit about Jeff and Jordan just to get a response out of some of these motherfuckers. And he does it all the time.
I
and
do.
the J-Jo fans
I do.
are seriously out of their fucking tree.
No, not J-Jo fans. You got to say it right. Crazy J-Jo cat people. They're all cat people. Like,
Okay,
they all probably got
before
about
we-
4 or 5 cats.
Okay, so before we get off the whole race issue, I might as well bring this up. And I know I'm highly sensitive to stuff like this, maybe because I'm gay and I'm a sensitive person, but I notice things like this. And let me think, okay, so in this house, how many obviously Asian people are in the cast? That would be none. How many obviously Hispanic people? That would be none. Right.
Hold on,
How many black
Jen?
people? One.
I think Jen is,
Oh, and
I think
who
Jen
was
is
the first
Hispanic.
one to... Not obviously
Yeah, Jen
Hispanic.
is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah,
Puerto Rican.
but it just,
Well, I thought so.
yeah, okay. But and how many black people? One? Oh, who was the first person getting kicked out? A black person.
-1. Well, you know, Jen's Puerto Rican. You know, they need, you know, somebody to do the dishes. And you know, that was a racist thing for me to say. Yeah. I'm only
think
kidding. I'm only joking.
But last season there was 3 black people on.
Yeah.
They're not real big on Asians in Big Brother. There was 2 Asians
Why
in
is
season
that?
4, and June ended up winning.
Season 1?
Me? Ask Robin Cass.
But that's
Season
But
one,
that's in
Curtis or whatever.
TV in general. That's in TV in
Oh,
general. Like,
wait.
Asians are so underrepresented. Like, they're like very, very underrepresented, and like
But
it
you
just
know what?
doesn't make
They're
any
not.
sense.
They're not underrepresented on Survivor. Well, they might be underrepresented, but they're on Survivor a hell of a lot more than they're on Big Brother.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I even said in season 4, I'm like, I said, well, there's no black people at, this season. So does 2 Koreans make up 1 black person?
Hell no.
They figured that since they have 2 Koreans, they don't need a black person in there. So.
I think this is the first season that they've had a lesbian and a gay guy in the house.
Yeah, let's talk about Will.
No, that's not
talk
true.
about Will.
They had Yvette in season 6, and they had Bo in season 6.
Oh, that's right. Very good.
And,
Wow.
In
Yvette's a lesbian?
season Yvette
No, Yvette
from
was a
season
lesbian.
6. Oh my God! Yes,
Yeah,
she
I
was
thought she was
very
lesbian.
lesbian. And
Very.
Annie was gay in season, was that 11 or 12? 12, I think.
Who?
11? No, 12.
Oh,
Season
Annie,
12.
she-
Annie.
Well, Annie, she
Annie was
is
labeled
not
bisexual, but
100
Annie's...
yeah, she's not 100% gay.
Nah, I think she is. That's not. I'm not calling her out on any of that, but I was pretty sure that she was 100% gay, as opposed to 98% gay. She's 98% pussy as opposed to getting 2% penis. Is that like the daily vitamin dose or something? Is this the FDA recommended?
Get your daily dose of peanuts.
That's right. Now, you wanted to talk about Will.
Though.
You want to talk
Yeah,
about
like,
Will.
seriously. Okay, here's my issue with Will. Okay, you're gay? Awesome. But like, do you really, like today, I finally got my feeds back today, so I started watching it on my tablet while I was at work, right? So, I see this dude like laid up in some motherfucking Ugg boots with some motherfucking sweatpants tucked into these motherfuckers with a ponytail slick back. I'm like, are you serious, man? Come on, man. You have a penis. You have a dick. You stand up when you pee. Like, there's just some things like man law. Bunky, you don't.
What the fuck is going
These
on?
are like
but,
commercial. These are commercial breaks.
Yeah, new computer, and
It's a commercial break.
we're cutting out that echo. So we
How
were
much longer is
talking
this fun
about.
going to continue?
Oh, we got another 15 minutes or so. We
I
haven't
gotta
even
eat
really.
dinner.
Oh, jeez, it's kind of demanding. It's only your first episode, bitch. We were talking about Will and Will's gayness, right? And how Parker doesn't like him, his fashion sense, where he's wearing a ponytail with Ugg boots inside of sweats. He's trying to look like Portia with Ugg boots. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is the perfect analogy. He does remind me of Portia. For sure. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like he's just extra. He's just a little bit much. I don't know. If that's him,
Well, I mean,
whatever.
I don't know if he's doing
I'm
it for television. He could be doing it just for television, but I've been to bars in West Hollywood, and there are guys that are just like him that are just way over the top. And
way worse.
You know what? And I've seen, and get this, I've seen masculine, tough dudes that totally get into guys like that. So, you know, there's someone for everyone, but it doesn't, I get limp when I see that. I can't get a chubby. I know, TMI. I bet you Will is a drag queen. He has got to be a drag queen. I mean, he sounds like a woman, and he has womanly features. I bet you he does drag, and I bet you he's excellent at drag.
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there telling us one way or the other what is going on with him. I saw some videos with him before the season started, and I was like, this guy's just way too over the top for me. But he hasn't been near as over the top as I thought he was going to be honest with you. So I don't think he's playing a horrible game, but his fashion sense I could really give a fuck about. I mean, fuck, Big Brother UK, they had a transsexual win Big Brother UK, like, 5 years ago or something? What? And I think they have one on this season. So
that's what's up. I mean, it's 2012. I mean, you know, do whatever. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be caught dead in no Ugg boots with some sweats.
I don't have any.
Well, neither do I. The only reason that they brought Brittany back was for her catty, snappy, funny diary rooms. Brittany, can you get on it, bitch? Because you're not here for any gameplay because you sucked last time. So I want to see some fucking good diary rooms. You're really disappointing me, okay?
Yo, I don't know. I don't agree. I do not agree with Brit. Like, I liked Brittany during her season. I really liked her. But, like, I do not agree at all with her being back in the house. Like, not even 1%. Like, it wasn't, it's not even a question. Danielle Reyes should have been in that fucking house. Like, it's not even a question. You know, like, are you serious? Like Danielle should have been, like, first choice, you know?
So who did they pick, like, 10 people? I mean, we know they called in Dr. Will and talked with him. Who else did they bring in and said, we're considering you as a coach?
I don't know. I know I've talked to Dr. Will, and Dr. Will said yes, they did talk to him, and he said he had commitments or this or that, which to me means they wouldn't give him enough money. Plain and fucking simple. The guy's a doctor, okay? He has Dr. Tadoff. He's on QVC with his skin moisturizing shit like every other week. The guy's
he doesn't need this shit.
Yeah, he's pulling in some big money, and for him to take 3 months off for a chance at $100,000, not even a chance at $500,000. I mean, it's I don't see him doing it. So I don't even think that I was talking to June. I had this discussion with June and with James Ryan, and James said that he would go back on and be a mentor. Portia said in a heartbeat she would go back on. Me and June sat there and go, no, not for only for a chance at $50,000. Will she happen to be on the show? So after taxes, it's only Portia. She was on the
Why?
show a couple of days ago.
I know.
Because she was on the show. So I can't talk about it without bringing her in the conversation, bitch.
No, bitch. I'm just saying, like, why would she even think that she would have a shot at being a mentor?
She didn't. We ran around the horn and said, would you do it for the 100,000, for the top prize of 100,000, without a chance at $500,000, plus the fact that you're blowing any other future shot that you have at going back on the show for quite a while, and you're not going to come out of it as the winner of Big Brother 15. There's gonna be a winner of Big Brother 15. You're gonna be like an asterisk of a Mentors winner. I wouldn't do it. June had said in a heartbeat she wouldn't do it. And when I talked to Dr. Will, he said in a heartbeat, there's no fucking way would I do it.
So how much? What's the minimum they'll pay you as a coach?
I think my guess is All-Star money, which is like $15,000, guaranteed.
15 grand.
So, yep.
I thought it was more than that. I heard All Stars got like 20, 30 grand.
Everybody likes to talk and say different stuff, but that is what it was. I think it was 15. If you made jury, it was 25. So, and then there was like this big rebellion, and Dr. Will was always at the head of all the rebellions. What about this Ian kid? What do you guys think about this guy? He's just like the total goofball, and I kicked myself in the face tonight.
He's adorable. I love
was,
him. He's great TV.
I thought that was pretty impressive, kicking himself in the face like that. That was pretty impressive.
Didn't Wee Man from Jackass do that? Isn't that Wee Man's gig, kicking himself in the face?
Probably. But I mean, Ian, he's got to do whatever he's got to do to, win the vote because. Yeah, of course. I mean, he's obviously the odd man out. Like, he's, Dungeons and Dragons and, Magic the Gathering cards and Pokemon cards and shit.
He's got
his balls have barely even dropped. You know what I mean?
He's got Boogie dressing him. Boogie gives him a bow tie, and he puts on a bow tie. Boogie gives him one of these Greek fisherman hats, and they're both running around with Greek fisherman hats. It's kind of creepy if you ask me, to be honest with you.
See, he's one of those crazy ass fans turned house guests. Like
this guy, did you know that Ian went through every single season and named the evictions of every single house guest in order from season 1 through the present season.
I think that might help him on a competition.
Did he get season 9? He even got season 9?
No, he went through every single season, dude. Every single season.
That could help him on a competition.
Okay, then season 10.
What competition are they going to have? Those questions.
No, they might. They might. You never know.
They wouldn't have that.
So he's he's smart. He's book smart. He's a chemical engineer. I find that very hot. But he's not street smart. And I think to win Big Brother, you have to be street smart. You have to be socially smart. And he has no social skills. He doesn't have enough social skills to win something like Big Brother. Yeah, he's just trying to get along and fit in. But as far as being able to manipulate people and lie to people, I don't think he's going to be any good at that at all.
No, well,
that's what happens when you masturbate your Pokemon card.
Hey. I mean, Jordan won.
Gotta get them all.
Listen, if Jordan can win, anybody can win. That's all I've got to say. And I think that this is going to be another one of those seasons where all of the players take each other out early, and then you're left with a really shitty final 3. That's my guess.
I don't know. I think Ashley's going to go very, 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 very far.
Ashley's playing both sides already. Nobody knows where her vote lays on this upcoming eviction tomorrow.
I think she's going to go far, though.
There's a lot of strange stuff and goods going on in this house. What do you think about Joe? Joe, the screamer in the diary room.
Oh, my God. Between him and Dan, I can't take it. I cannot deal.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm in agreement there.
Dan's always like, oh, if you mess with a renegade, you're going to get the knife in your back. Shut the fuck up.
Dan reminds me too much of Dr. Will. I think Dan is like the stepbrother of Dr. Will or something. They seem to have similar personalities.
I think Dan really wants to be Dr. Will, and Dan was really... I know that he idolizes Dr. Will. I know he's seen him at a couple of charity events, and that they've talked and so on and so forth. And if Dan
they had a moment.
Yeah, Dan really wanted this to be Chilltown 2.0, but then he found out Boogie was talking shit behind his back, and I'm sure that he had that moment where the tear came to his eye, and he was very disappointed.
Oh, hell yeah.
That this
You know
isn't
he was
gonna be-
misty-eyed.
Yeah,
Dude was
he was
totally
very sad
misty-eyed.
over that. So, but it'll be. I think it's going to be interesting. Okay, is it just me, or is... Okay, maybe 5-6 years ago when there was an All-Stars and Boogie wore his Showman's Anyone shirt, it was cute. Is it just me that was like, I don't think nobody's having no showmans with this motherfucker this season?
Okay. The dude, first of all, the dude is what? He's what, 42?
40. He just
looks
turned 43. He just turned 43 this week in the house, actually.
Wow. He looks a hot-ass mess for 42. I know when I turn 43, I'm not going to look nowhere as near as bad dude does. Like, he looks like he's fucking been through it and back and then back again. Like, I don't know. What's wrong with y'all white people? Why don't y'all age well? I don't get it.
He colored his hair. He did the frosted tips, the 1989 frosted tips look.
What are you
To cover
talking
the
about?
gray.
Look at Bunky. Bunky is a good-looking guy right here. He doesn't have that. Boogie's getting those, like, the saggy, droopy dog jowls going on, where it's like this whole picture falling down. How old are you,
I'm
Bunky?
48 years old. 48.
Okay,
48
and I just turned 49.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I have about as much gray in my beard as you do.
Because it's all in your balls.
I shaved
That's
though.
why I shave them. Yeah. Straight to gay, we shave those bad boys.
Great.
For sure.
Good old gray bush.
What did you guys think about the veto comp? I thought the veto comp was visually good looking with the bubbles everywhere. I thought the point of it, like taking these big coins and tossing them into the slot, was stupid. I think that it would have been better if there was less coins and they could actually just throw them in there, walk up and put them in instead of like, trying to. I don't know. Like the whole tossing thing. Was just stupid.
The tossing thing it adds a different element because you're fucking nervous as hell. Your ass is on the line. You're gonna like crack under pressure. So it's you're gonna sit there and like take the time to throw this shit.
And you're talking about Frank right there. Right then and there, you're talking about Frank. The guy had like $21 coins, and the motherfucker couldn't get one of them in there, and he's on the block.
So like, I mean, I get it. It's more. I think that challenge was geared towards the nominees and testing how they react under pressure. So I totally get that.
I thought it looked good.
Okay,
this is one of those things I brought up before. Michael Sullivan, who did all the competitions wasn't he? He wasn't even in your season, right, Bunky?
No, it wasn't a Michael. I thought it was a Bill or something like that. And he actually told me that they don't plan the competitions in advance. They only, like every week, they decide what the competitions are going to be, which stunned me. I thought they had all the competitions laid out for the entire 3 months.
Yeah,
but they don't. Well, at least they didn't on season 2.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I was saying that's probably just so they can kind of, cater to certain people. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because they look at your
Jeff
application.
To win this season. Yeah, we want Jeff to win this time, so we're going to play jump rope, and he's going to win.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that any particular person is going to be good at any particular competition. Shit happens. People fuck up.
But here's an example.
You can't get the dollar in the slot.
But here's an example. So in order for me to go on a helicopter ride, the competition was who can blow up the most balloons and have something float above the house. So you had to blow up helium balloons really quickly, and maybe it took like 10, 15, 20 balloons. Guess who won? Guess what? Party decorating company for 10 years, and I put that on my application. Shocker. So they know what your skills are. They look at your application, they know what your skills are. Enough said.
Yeah, well, I thought one of the most obvious was in season 5, and it was don't ask me how I remember this, but it was the very first HOH, and it was on a treadmill. And whoever was the last one running on the treadmill, they had a big thing of mud behind each treadmill, as people they couldn't get off the treadmill. You'd have to fall into the mud. And Karen, who was the cute blonde that season, was a long distance runner, and of course she won. And I thought that one was kind of ridiculous as well. So yeah, I think that they do
Personally,
a bit,
I don't. What about you guys? I was so naive that I didn't necessarily pay attention to this, but anything that is mechanical, like those beds or whatever that they were jumping on the first episode, and they're moving and flopping, anything that's mechanical, do you guys trust that all the mechanics are working the same for everyone?
No.
No? Just like Wipeout. You watch Wipeout, all of a sudden this thing comes out and hits them and Wipeout and knocks them off. Oh, what a coincidence.
You're totally right. You're totally right. And of course, it's going to be a little bit harder for some other people. It's just like the mechanical bull. It's the guy that's operating it can be easier on somebody and can fuck some other people up. Plain and simple. So yeah, I'm totally down with you. Speaking of that bed competition, I was very surprised that some of these girls, you figured that they would be very practiced jumping in and out of people's beds. Would have done much better.
Hey-o.
Agreed.
The one thing that I did like that Janelle's little diary room was Janelle is trying, and she planted the seed to divide and conquer Boogie and Dan. She was the one that...
She's doing a good job.
Yeah, she did a really good job. And you got Dan doing his diary room going, well, Boogie's trying to pull one over on me. Little does he know, I'm a renegade. And I was like,
you turn your back on a renegade, and you get the knife.
It's like,
Show ass up.
Dude, you and Memphis, the Renegades, you fucked Jerry up, but Jerry's like 900 years old. Come on now.
I know, like it really wasn't much of a fight.
So, the Renegade thing, I had to laugh at. And the way that Janelle just totally threw Boogie under the bus to Dan, I thought was great. And I really like the whole divide and conquer thing. Now, Janelle and Brittany, aligning up, you think would be a natural, but if you're watching the feeds, Brittany's doing nothing but talking shit about Janelle. So obviously, Brittany's, that whole thing is done. Brittany's, if she's not talking shit about someone with you, she's talking shit about you. That's Brittany, right?
She talks so much shit. That's one thing that I did not like about Brittany, how much shit she talks about people. And, it's kind of phony. Bitch, say the shit, just keep it real. You know what I mean? You don't have to fucking lie to kick it.
Well, she's a typical catty girl. Really. A stereotypical catty girl.
She's a mean girl.
Yeah, that's why she was so upset that Monet went home, because she didn't have anybody to sit in the fucking sun, laying out in sun tanning and talking shit about everybody with after Monet went home. So I did coin a phrase the other night on Twitter where I said that Brittany got laned. She got laned harder than anybody that's ever been on the show, and I think that Willie is laning her pretty hard right now, and she doesn't even see it.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think of Brittany's game? You think that she's playing a good game? You think she's playing a shit game?
She has no business there. I agree with Parker said earlier. I always try to think, why did they put this person on the show? And so I'm still trying to figure out why Brittany, and who else did they interview to bring back as a coach, and why her? I don't get it.
And Danielle said she didn't even get an invite. What? I don't get their logic.
I think that Eric from my season, America's Player, would have been a better choice as a coach. I think that Hayden from her season would have been a better choice as a coach. There's so many other people I could go on and on and on who would be better mentors or coaches.
If they wanted, they should have did the whole all winners. If they would have did all winners as coaches, that would have made perfect sense. Or even second place. Either first or second place. It would have made perfect sense. This bitch got out, what, fourth?
Yeah, but she was just dragged along until they just like cut her loose. She's like a Jerry or an Adam last season. Those people that they
Or
drag
Sheila.
along because they know, or Sheila, that they can
Hey,
cut
don't pick
loose
on Sheila.
anytime. I like
love
Sheila,
Sheila.
don't
That's
get me
my boo.
wrong, but
Okay.
Sheila was dead weight, and they knew that they were laughing. I remember them in the first part of the HOH. In her season, they're on boogie boards in a little wave machine, and both Adam and Ryan are laughing at her, almost high-fiving behind her back when she's about drowning. She had absolutely no chance at winning that season.
Well, I want all the viewers to watch the show with a critical eye, and whenever there's a competition, think to yourself, how can I make this unfair? Maybe for the boogie boards, I could increase the water pressure on one of them and not the other one. No one will ever know. Always watch with a critical eye to see how could you skew this so that one person wins. I'm not saying it happens. I'm just saying watch it that way.
Well, I think
It
that
could happen.
it obviously does happen because in season 9, the worst case of anything, and I know you know this, Boogie, I know you know this, Parker, we were talking about
You
this
call
on
me
House Calls.
Boogie. I'm hanging up. You
He
call
sure
me
did.
Boogie, bitch.
I'm sorry. Bunky. I can't believe I called you Boogie. Sorry about that. But was the Sharon question with the guinea pigs? Is there another existing relationship, pre-existing relationship in this house? And the answer was a lie.
Yeah.
And that knocked Sharon out of the
some
competition, and that cost Sharon $500,000. That was total bullshit. It was just, it was so wrong. And I really, truly do believe that in some instances in Big Brother, there are two answers to particular questions for who they want to advance or who they want to have HOH or POV or whatever it is. So it's usually the HOHs that are the questions. But there was plenty of times, even in the Final Four in my season, where I was hosting the next HOH. It was the double elimination episode, and it was Jamaica, Zach, and my daughter. And they would say, they give me a stack of envelopes, and they go, okay, Dick, take envelope number 10 and read it as if it was question number 1. And, and down, okay, read number 3. And they basically made it a tie, so they would have to have like a tiebreaker at the end between Danielle and Zach. Because the last question I remember was either a yes or no answer, and it was a very, very easy one to make them both go into a tie. And I was just like, this is bullshit, man. So, and I do think that there is two answers in particular situations. But anyhow, what else do we have to say to wrap up this episode?
Well, I have bad news. You have no idea. I had to live with Boogie for 4 weeks. I loathe Boogie, okay? I can't watch him on the show any longer. And that combined with the fact that some of the competitions I don't trust are on the up and up, I can't watch this season. So I've really enjoyed this dick, but this is the last time Bunky's going to get some dick at night.
Oh, Bunky, I'm so sad.
Sorry, but I really have enjoyed it. But I can't watch.
I'm not buying the fact that Bunky's not getting any more dick at night. I'm calling bullshit on that one right now.
I'm thinking that.
I'm not getting any evil dick. The dick is not
He's
evil.
some good
Okay,
dick.
He's some good dick. Good dick at night.
Well, Bunky, I do want to thank you for watching the show, because I know that last season you didn't, and we talked and you're like, just for you, I'm gonna watch it. Da, 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 da.
I did.
And I do get it, and I do understand, and I do appreciate you coming on. It was really good catching up with you. It's it's been a few years now since we've really caught up.
I know, and I'm so pissed at you because I had no idea that you live in Denver now, and I was just in Denver for the gala. It was a big gala, gay and lesbian chorus convention of 6,000 singers. I was there for 5 days. I could have totally hooked up with you.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
Parker, are you still in LA?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so we can hook up?
Bunky wants to...
We can get together and have some lunch, Bunky.
That's a start.
He wants to give you a naked hug.
Oh, God, you are crazy.
It's be crazy.
All right, you guys. I want to thank Bulky and Parker for spending this hour plus with me. And thanks for tuning in to Dick at Night. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, man.
Later.